So if you're paying attention, I talked about my drum snake and how I've got it labeled as A1. And if you looked at the sheet, I've got a couple other snakes. I've got A's, I got B's, I got C's. Basically, I use my sub snakes as kind of different mini inputs spaces across my stage where I can patch things in as need be. I have a couple snakes across my stage. Some are fully loaded, others are open and have blank spaces available, and those are assigned to those blank spaces we talked about earlier where they're for if this instrument shows up. What I recommend doing is coming up with a labeling convention system that makes sense to you, so that way you can easily identify things on your stage. So a lot of people like to have dedicated snakes for things, so they'll actually label their sub snakes that correspond to the input they're plugged directly into on their stage box. And that works great for some people. If you're like me, where we're still kind of figuring out what we like and what we don't like, we change things around sometimes, and we're not always sticking to the same exact setup at all times, it makes more sense for us to label each snake with a letter and then identify each channel by that letter of that subsnake with the channel number it's in. So if it's the first channel on A, on subsnake A, it'll be labeled A1. If it's the fifth channel on subsnake B, it's B5. And then so on and so forth. And so that way I'll have my sheet with me when I'm on stage doing my patching. I'll go, okay, that kick drum's plugged into A1, and then I know that A1 needs to go into input 1 on my stage box. And then if I have, say, that violin player and they're on B5 and I need them to go into 16 on the box, I can go B5 to 16. It just makes it really easy to stay organized, know where everything's at, and be able to change things when you need to, as well as fix things when things go wrong.